Hi there, I'm Faire, idol-philosopher and justice incarnate. I hope everyone can hear me. I don't see anyone there in chat yet right now, but today we're going to be doing a chatting stream. Someone says, what the fuck is this? This is a chatting stream by yours truly, Faire, idol-philosopher and justice incarnate. I'm a VTuber. Is this your first time seeing a VTuber? If it is, human? Yes, I am a human. Are you a human? Yes, I am a human. A VTuber is a human using a digital avatar as an interface with which to make videos and stream to the world. So there is a... What is your take on capitalism? Oh, we're gonna get to that. we're gonna get to that. Don't worry. I'm very happy about your enthusiasm. I mispronounced that because I'm excited. Can't see the human? No, it's the I'm the human. If you're talking about like the flesh human, no, that's hidden on purpose. You can't see that human, but you can see me in this form. I hope that's okay. I think I drew this myself, by the way, for anyone coming here. Oh, and I forgot to turn on my background music. I meant to do that. Yeah, that was the Sugar Plum Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy by Tchaikovsky that I was humming at the start, by the way. What is a human? Something, nothing but a miserable little pile of secrets? Is that how it goes? Okay, my take on capitalism, right? So, I just want to take a second to say, I don't see a lot of my usual regulars today yet, at least so far. How's everyone's day going? Because it is very close to Christmas. It's the day before Christmas Eve, or as I like to call it, Christmas Eve Eve. So yeah. I wonder if people are busy today, which they might be. I can see it being the case that people are just spending time with family and such today, or maybe doing last minute Christmas shopping or decorating the house. There are many ways in which one is to get ready for the holidays. Which country? I'm from Canada. Canada. You can see even my my VTuber my VTuber palette, my VTuber colors match the colors of Canada's flag. White and red and white. See, I'm from Canada. How about you? If you're comfortable with sharing. Oh, hi Robo. Hey Roman, Merry Christmas. Hi Tara. Hi Aola. It's warm in here. Is it a little too warm? I don't know if I can turn down the fireplace. I think better warm than cold. You kind of want it to be cozy indoors when it's Christmas, you know? Hey. Oh, hi there, Jarlvost. How are you? I'm doing pretty good today. How about you? It's my first time seeing you here, so welcome. I'm Faire, idol-philosopher and justice incarnate. Today I'm going to be talking about capitalism. And just a little while ago, someone asked me with much enthusiasm and initiative what my take is on capitalism. So capitalism is bad. We're going to talk about it with a little more nuance than that. But if you want to know, like, spoiler alert, if you want to know, basically, where I am on the spectrum, we're gonna talk about why capitalism is bad, or at least not as good as some people think that it is. But I'm a philosopher, so I'm not just gonna call things bad and leave it there. I'm actually going to try to elaborate on my viewpoints and convey my reasoning to all of you. Haha, that's just a random username. I'm also a philosopher. Oh, you are? Oh, that's really cool. It's really nice to meet you then. I hope you enjoy your stay here. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this issue as the stream goes on. So excited to solve capitalism today. Yeah, exactly. We're going to solve all of capitalism in one stream. Capitalism bad? You a communist? No, I'm not a communist or a socialist for that matter. I'm justice. I'm not a capitalist or a communist or a socialist. I'm just justice. That's what I am. I would like to ask, regarding your philosophical commitments, are you open-minded to different perspectives? I feel like you are. Yes, I would like to say so too. I would like to describe myself as someone who is open-minded. I prefer to hear someone's the reasons and the arguments behind someone's belief before judging that belief as either good or bad, or judging the person who has that belief. I think that's what every philosopher worth their salt should try to do. I think that's sort of part of the minimum that a philosopher should do as part of being a philosopher. Hi Afa, thank God someone is finally solving capitalism. Yeah, I know, right? And just in time for Christmas as well. Oh, Yarval says, procedurally, that is, I don't necessarily mean you have to be open-minded as regards to your conclusion, but in debating a principle, like you just said I was going to, right? Yeah, great mind things alike. Like I'm glad we're on the same page here, Yarval. Yep, that's the beauty of the philosophical method. Oh, Gallant says, but is someone really free from capitalism despite what they believe? Can you elaborate on that, Gallant? Are you referring to how I've just said that we're going to solve capitalism? Because that was tongue-in-cheek. I wish we could do that, but let's keep our expectations in check here. I don't want to disappoint anyone. For anyone who is just coming in, I'm Faire, idol-philosopher and justice incarnate, and we're going to be talking about capitalism today. Oh, this is Tomar, who says, in my opinion, capitalism isn't inherently bad. It's just that every system is exposed to some form of corruption, but capitalism promises some form of guarantee for survival. Do you get what I mean? I think I do. I think that's an interesting perspective. The idea that every system can sort of be fallible to corruption and certain flaws. I think that's a perspective that could have some truth to it. From what I gather from your comment is that you're arguing that every economic system may have flaws, but sort of I guess that capitalism may be the best one that we have so far, or at least right now. Which I think is fair. But yeah. Oh, Jarl Vost says, for me, I am neither right or left. I can be flexible depending on a set of circumstances that may warrant a particular left or right-wing policy. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I can see someone like you being at home on my channel here. We don't subscribe to any particular political agenda here. We try to be pretty open at that here on the Faire channel, so it's nice to have you. Capitalism equals collective distraction? Maybe. Are you talking about sort of a bread and circuses type of idea? I'd be curious to see you elaborate on that. $5 and I will elaborate it. I'm the streamer. You're supposed to be the one giving me money. No, I'm joking. You don't have to do that. For example, I see the value in the ideal of freedom of opportunity insofar as it is about trying to ascertain a sense of fairness, whereas I see merit in left wings ideals like wanting everyone to. I see your comment continues below. Have some consistent level of equality. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a few minutes. I think that's it's fair to say that's a pretty accurate foreshadowing of some of the things we're going to talk about today. Leon says, my bold opinion is that corporations should not dump excess food to keep prices artificially high. Yeah, that is one potential sort of issue with capitalism. Part of the reason I wanted to do this stream, so the Christmas season is about to roll around, and this was an idea for something I wanted to discuss, whether in a pre-recorded video or in a stream, even before my debut, while I was pre-debut. One of the reasons that I wanted to do it now is precisely because Christmas is just around the corner. I know that this is the season where there's, for better or for worse, there's a lot of commercialism or consumerism or whatever to it. In recent years, it's a lot about we try to pretend, or we may like to think that it's primarily about things like family and love and the important things in life, but there is a major aspect of money and consumerism, to the point where I think that past the festivity and the fun, I think that there's this sort of lingering, there's something like, there's this maybe this lingering feeling or something in the air that maybe those who are less fortunate may be less able to celebrate Christmas, because Christmas has that consumerist element to it. They may be less able to afford a turkey or to buy gifts for everyone they love, especially struggling parents with young children. You hear stories about that kind of thing every year, and and that's why I wanted to do this now, because we can't forget about things like that. I know that this is supposed to be a joyous time, and that's sort of a sad thing, a bit of a downer, but I'm the kind of person that I can't just sort of overlook things like this, and so yeah, we're doing this in part in honor of the people who are maybe less able to celebrate Christmas and who are worse off. And and speaking of people like that, I feel like one group of people that can apply to is university students and young people, because a number of my regular viewers are younger than me. They're quite a bit younger than me. They're students, or either students or recent graduates / young professionals who either sort of maybe struggling not only with having a lot of work, but with sort of existential thoughts regarding the purpose and the fairness of what they're doing, and really struggling both, not just physically but emotionally and mentally, as well. Om Tamar says, you cannot guarantee equality, but it's all right as long as everybody has equal opportunity. I think that's up for discussion. Tara says, the Santa hates poor people stream. I mean, you know, I don't, maybe, does Santa, or are you using Santa to mean like, I don't know, big corpos? Well, Santa was invented by a big corpo though, from what I understand, so maybe it fits. Anyway, I'm going to bring up my easel now, because we might have some things to put on the whiteboard. And I'm about to show you something, and this is my first time doing this on stream. Are you ready? Look at this. Ta-da! I am writing on screen for the first time. I don't really like my handwriting too much. I'm trying my best though. I thought it would help if for today's stream, if I could just write you know, write notes every now and then to accompany the words I'm speaking. Santa got the rich kid at school a game console each year, and I got used chalk. No, you didn't, Leon. I know that doesn't work for that. That joke would work for someone. That joke would work if I didn't know your background, or if you were someone else. Okay. So maybe we should start with just a definition of capitalism. I'm well, wait, you read my mind again. Yarvoss says, how would you define capitalism? Tia Faire, is that how I should call you? You can call me Tia Faire, or you can just call me Tia if you like. Since I feel like we're already becoming we're already you know, off to we're already getting along, so I don't mind if you just call me Tia. But yeah, the definition of capitalism. Something tells me that most everyone here probably already has an implicit understanding of what capitalism is. I don't think there are going to be like many people like coming in the stream today saying like, what is capitalism? I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of that. But you know, just for the sort of the purposes of, you know, having a smooth discussion, we're going to offer at least a basic definition, just to make sure, you know, everyone's on the same page. So, full disclosure, I am not an economist or anything like that. I don't have much of a background in economics at all. I am a philosopher and an artist by trade. I drew this my VTuber model myself, by the way, for anyone who's coming in for the first time. What you see here, I drew this. I drew all this and made all this. I think I was trying to say that earlier, then I got cut off midway. But anyway, capitalism. I don't have a dictionary definition or anything in front of me, and I don't expect anyone else here to be able to sort of like rattle off or recite a dictionary definition either. But just sort of like shooting from the hip, I would describe capitalism as an economic system that oh shoot, I had this I sort of had this prepared in my mind earlier. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Basically a free market economic system where the idea is that sort of like one of the main features of capitalism is this sort of this at least this idea of equality and freedom and equal opportunity, where you can make as much money as you want, theoretically and by any means that you want. Oh damn, nice, great drawing. Oh, thank you. I assume you mean my my VTuber model and not my little scribble on the board earlier. That was that was what my mind jumped to for a second, and I was a little confused. But yeah, thank you very much. So that's our definition, and if any of you like, feel free to sort of jump in with your own definition, or add anything to mine if you feel like there's something missing. Okay, interesting definition. Yeah, I'm not an economic system with ability to choose. All right, so I see that we're already maybe we've already sparked some sort of disagreement or controversy here. Which is fine. Once again, I'm not an economist, and I feel that the most important part of today's stream is probably the criticisms that I'll raise, rather than the definition itself. Because I don't have a dictionary definition in front of me. Maybe it would help if I found one right now. I have some sources up in front of me already that I plan to sort of use this stream. Maybe I can find one on one of these pages. All right, here. This is on the Encyclopedia of Britannica. It says, capitalism, economic system, dominant in the Western world since the breakup of feudalism, in which most means of production are privately owned and production is guided in income distributed largely through the operation of markets. That's what it says on the Encyclopedia Britannica. But I feel like that's more wordy than what I said. I mean, I think, in my opinion, one of capitalism's sort of, main features is its, how do I say this? One of, the reason I point out sort of freedom as a defining feature of capitalism is because I feel like that's, arguably what contrasts most with the economic systems that came before in our world, such as feudalism and feudalist markets and economies, where there was a time, allegedly, because I wasn't alive at this time, but there was a time when most people were sort of born into a sort of role in society, and there wasn't much flexibility to sort of change that role or move to a different role. For example, if you were born the child of a farmer, a peasant, you could expect with almost near certainty to become a farmer / peasant yourself, and that was that. Capitalism is a system that treats market exchange and capital accumulation not merely as economic mechanisms, but as the primary sources of value, freedom, and social coordination. I like a philosophical definition. Yeah, that's fair. After thinking about it, I feel like that's a pretty fair definition. There's a lot more to chew on there than with the one that I gave. Are you reading chats? Yes, I am. Sushan. I hope I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Are you real? Yes, I am a real person. My name is Faire, idol-philosopher, and Justice Incarnate. It's very nice to see you. Why are you in my feed? That I don't know. The YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways sometimes. I suppose it thought that you would like my stream for some reason. So I hope you enjoy yourself here. Anyway. Definition of capitalism. We've got that. It's quite difficult to come up with a one-size-fits-all definition with economic theories. I am not a philosopher economy, but I always struggle with definitions in political theory. Yeah, I think definitions are can often be a struggle. I certainly find myself fumbling them as well. It takes a lot of skill to sort of distill something that is a very broad and abstract concept into just a really just a small, efficient summary. Oh, I like this from Ape. Capitalism is when you have 2 cows, and if only it were that simple. Capitalism is quite broad. It's an economic system and a philosophy. Right, so, spoiler alert, because I'm not an economist, the sort of solutions and criticisms that are going to be up for offer today aren't going to be so much sort of like economic policies, like, oh, like, we should change this and like have businesses do this, because that's not my area of expertise, although I'm sure there are sort of changes in that sort of flavor that could be interesting to discuss as well. But my criticisms will be absolutely more on the philosophical side of things. This is reminding me that I actually got to read beyond the first chapter of How to Be an Anti-Capitalist in the 21st Century. Is that the literal title of a book that you're reading, Tara? Because that sounds quite on the nose. But if it is, but if that is the exact title of the book, let me know, because I'd be curious, at least in reading about it. My reading list is huge. I have so much reading to catch up on. But anyway, philosophical criticisms. So, actually, it might be interesting to involve chat in this right now. So before I get into it, for those of you who are here, because it seems like there's a lot of passion and enthusiasm here today. Something tells me that one thing that brings you here is that you agree with the premise of this stream, that you probably saw in the title and the thumbnail, that there is a problem with capitalism to solve in the first place. I think that you'd be less likely to be here if you thought that, capitalism is the bee's knees and it's, working great, and nothing to see here. So, what are some of your issues with capitalism, and what are some what do you think are some of the flaws of capitalism? Because I think we're all here to try to talk about that and find the answer to that today. So I'm interested in hearing from you. I'm loving this stream. I don't know if I have anything to add that isn't just children shouldn't starve because the business failings of their parents and race car go through. So I'm torn. Yeah, I like the way that you put that. I think there is sort of a bit of a dilemma there. Like, I'm not here to say that capitalism is bad and we should just get rid of it completely and end of story. I think there is more nuance to it than that. Even if I think that it is there are a lot of criticisms that can be levied at it. I do absolutely agree that children should not starve because of the choices of their parents make. That is a philosophical statement that I can put my full weight behind. Economically speaking, capitalism makes it easier for organizations to get too big to fail, and when they start controlling the choices of consumers, where corporate giants can buy data related to you. Yeah, so there is an element of sort of the dangers of monopolization and the troubles that can bring. Socialism is good for people, but if you want real growth and development, you need a free market and open your markets for foreign businesses. Do you agree? I think that there are benefits of a free market, but those benefits arguably should not come at the expense of people's basic rights and basic needs. So I think that it's more complicated than just saying we should only have socialism, or we should only have capitalism, and it's one or the other, and if one is good, then the other has to be bad. Actual book by Eric Wright. Okay. Thanks for the note. I'll look into that later. Oh, hey Berserker, sorry I'm late. I had cookie baking duties. Oh no, that's fine. I was saying just a few minutes ago. I wonder if people are just if my regulars are just busy today with holiday prep plans. So if you are, that's perfectly fine. I understand. But I'm not surprised to see that I was correct. Yarvost says, I think that one problem with capitalism is a practical one. Even if we grant the theory as valuable or good, applying it to growing economies or third world countries may not make it work. I think that's a fair point, especially the part about it being good in theory and not necessarily sort of as good in practice. Like the advent of machinery, capitalism is having issues reckoning with increased productivity and wages. The issue of today is who can afford luxuries in an automated world. Yeah, that's I don't know if that's an issue inherent to capitalism. That might belong more under the umbrella of sort of like technology and AI and things like that. Whoops, my model froze for a second. Which I don't know if we'll get to covering that today, but it is somewhat related, yes. In terms of socialism, we have seen governments sell worthwhile services such as highways, power plants to private corporations for higher cost, less public revenue. Government owning services can be good, yeah. So it can be, but we're not going to focus primarily on the economic side of things today, because I'm not an economist and I don't feel qualified to speak of these things in depth. When it comes to like when the conversation turns to economy like that, and I hear people talking about it, I kind of just go like, yes, that sounds about right. That sounds cool. We should have a vibe. Economy policies depend on the vibe. At this point, I dare say that might be an improvement on what we have right now. But and as for why that is, maybe we should finally get into that, because we've been live for like half an hour, and we haven't gotten to a single criticism. So since I'm already on the Britannica page right now, actually, let me grab my notebook in which I wrote my notes for today, because for some reason I don't have that in front of me already, and that would be useful to have. Okay. Let me just give me a few seconds to glance at this. So then everyone, some more comments. Should we then, Tia, argue about the values for which capitalism espouses and debate that? Yeah, that's pretty much where I was going today. So once again, it feels as though you're telegraphing my next move. Yeah, because let me read your next comment first. Maybe it's related. Government owning things isn't bad, but they make it quite accessible for the economically weaker. But it is indeed a problem, and basic necessities get privatized and they become luxury. Yes. So here's some additional background for the sort of the perspective of the stream, or the angle that might be useful. So this stream is occurring in the context of a society in which capitalism has many proponents, many fans who will readily defend it, by claiming that by sort of in part by appealing to the supposed values that it sort of what am I trying to say here? Yeah, the values that it supposedly represents in our society. Three of those values that I can think of offhand are freedom, equality, and meritocracy. And today we're going to take the time to sort of discuss and take at the very least a brief look at each one, and sort of discuss them and pick them apart a bit. And the goal is by the end is to determine whether capitalism really does live up to these values that it supposedly represents. And then if it doesn't, what should we do about that? So one of the things I want to talk about is this sort of idea of freedom, but not just freedom, but I kind of want to use the word power or perhaps agency, because I feel like one of the promises that that capitalism makes is very much appeals to sort of our desire for control and autonomy over our lives. There's very much this sort of noble, lofty concept of under capitalism. Especially if you're American, which I'm not. I said as much near the start of the stream, but especially if you're American, the idea of the American dream. Anyone can make it. You can be whatever you want. Which is a noble idea, but I want to challenge the assumption that capitalism is the best way or even a good way of sort of making that the case for everyone. Delva says, one line of attack on capitalist values, specifically the presumed right to unlimited wealth accumulation, draws on Peter Singer's argument against luxury, which holds that if we can prevent serious harm to others at little moral cost to ourselves, we are obligated to do so, thereby rendering excessive accumulation morally indefensible. That's very interesting. I feel like I've heard of Peter Singer somewhere, and I just can't remember where. I don't remember if I've read him before, but that name sounds very familiar. And now it's now it's bothering me that I don't remember. I would hate to come off as unlearned to all the new people coming to my stream today. But with regards to the philosophy, the thought there, I as Justice Incarnate, I wholeheartedly would I think that definitely resonates with me. That's not sort of the that's not the first thing about that's not the first criticism of capitalism that we're gonna talk about. I think we're starting with something else right now, but we're gonna definitely get to that in a few moments. Hopefully I'll still remember that comment of yours by then. Oh, my friend Karis Euphenor says, can't stay, but hope you have a good stream. Nothing to lose by our chains. So inspirational. That goes hard, Karis. Thank you for the inspirational quote. Nothing to lose but our chains. I feel like that should be inscribed somewhere. In fact, I want to write it on the board so that I don't forget about it. Actually, one benefit of having a working whiteboard is that I can use it to write write down reminders of the comments that I've gotten so far that I want to remember for later, because otherwise they might get lost in chat as the the chat box continues scrolling up. So Kara says, I'm gonna use golden for this. Hopefully it's still legible to you guys. Kara says, no, that's oops, that went directly over chat. This is better. Nothing. Should I use a smaller brush? What if I try to using a smaller brush? Nothing. It's a bit easier to write this way, maybe. Nothing to lose, but I'm going to attribute this to Kara's Euphranor unless otherwise. Hey, we know that's going over my head. Oops. But our chains, line break time. But our chains. I'm going to attribute this to Kara's Euphranor unless instructed otherwise. So let me know if it's actually a quote you got from somewhere else, Karis. But if you came up with it, then it's brilliant. I should also make this smaller. This is already taking up a third of the board, so I should resize it after. Is it Marx? I haven't read Marx. I know of Marx, but I haven't actually. I don't think I've read directly read Marx, so I wouldn't know. Oh, and then Jarl Voss continues. So my argument against it is more of an intrinsic deontological argument. I see, rather than as it applies to sort of how capitalism functions in practice. Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm just sort of thinking, as to where I align on that, or maybe I'll just keep talking and you'll see where you'll probably see where I align by the end of the stream. Did you restate your argument, Tia, in a sentence or two? Peter Singer is quite popular in ethics for veganism, mainly. I'm pretty interested in ethics, so yeah, I've probably heard his name before. Proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. Okay, Marx it is. Which of my arguments were you referring to? Because I'm struggling to remember what I said 5 minutes ago, which is a streamer thing that I found happens to the best of us. It's gonna let me move this. Oh, there was a delay. There was a lag, and then it moved on top of chat. My bad. He's such a poet. My argument. I'm not sure if I got to my first criticism yet. I think I was talking about I was getting to it. I think I was talking about the first argument from agency against capitalism. Yeah, I think I hadn't finished the argument. I think I was just still getting to it. Yeah, I was saying that per things like the American dream, one of capitalism's promises is that it's sort of it's sort of appealing to our desire for autonomy and agency and control over our lives, and I would like to sort of challenge the assumption that capitalism is sort of the best way for us to live out those to sort of live that way and attain those things. Now, a good deal of my arguments and criticisms today may actually be, based more on late-stage capitalism. So, the world today as we see it, as opposed to the whole history of capitalism and all that came before. So essentially, I am doubtful that capitalism really is the best, economic system under, for people to have control over their lives when, or at least, capitalism in its current incarnation, when I look around and see a lot of people who are, so to speak, helpless and frustrated and stuck, in a manner of speaking. For example, just recently on a small Discord server I'm on called Hidden Gem Elysium, run by a nice man named Jay. There was a discussion sort of erupted over minimum wage, minimum wage, and sort of the current sort of economic the current economy, and this all sprung up when Jay mentioned like totally offhandedly, like as an aside, like he wasn't meaning to start a discussion on purpose, that the minimum wage was going up in his state, which state that is, I don't know, but that prompted a whole bunch of the regulars on his server to chime in about sort of, is raising the minimum wage a good idea, or is it just going to cause corporations to raise their prices in turn, and that was just one server. And then on another server that I'm on, actually my favorite Discord server, it's the Library of Alexandria, official server of my philosopher VTuber friend Karasu Frenor. A lot of his viewers are young people, are students, and such, some of which are my viewers too. And there I frequently see sort of discussions and vent posts, all sort of revolving around this recurring theme, like all the same thread, like school is it's really a lot about how school is college is, or university is, kicking their butts, and not only that, but they're questioning, like, is my degree even going to be useful, or maybe for some of those who have already graduated, like, my degree is like useless, and I regret what I studied, and what do I do now? Or for those who have graduated, and even if they are, they're happy with their degree, it's like, oh, I can't find a job, or I got let go, and I don't know what to do. So there's frustration and helplessness coming from all corners. It's we can see it all around us. I know I know the stories that I just brought up are anecdotal, but I feel like it's fair to say that this is sort of reflective of a not just a nationwide, but really, I think, a multi-nation pattern or phenomenon. Now, let me just take a minute here. Jarlvost says, in support of your argument, Tia, insofar as free markets give rise to monopolies, such as the beauty industry, food industry, can undermine one's autonomy by influence. Wait, what does that say there? Coercion? Oh, I think that's a typo. Etc. Yeah, I think that's one aspect of it. I understand. True. No, it's really valuable you mentioned that. Thanks for doing so. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. So yes. I think that I don't really feel the need to pull up statistics for this. I have some statistics in front of me, but to prove that just the premise that people are struggling, because I think that most of you here can probably agree with that through witnessing that yourselves in your daily lives, assuming that you are not the ones in sort of between a rock and a hard place right now, because like I mentioned, some of my viewers are university students and young people. So yeah, I wanted to put forth that challenge. Let me just consult my notes again for a quick moment. So I guess that's just one of the things that I don't like about capitalism. Actually, I was about to say on principle, but on second thought, I'm now sort of reconsidering whether this is sort of a feature of capitalism as it is designed, or merely sort of a feature of how capitalism has manifested in practice. I don't know. I might not have enough economic expertise to be able to say on that one. Antomar says, I work in private equity and I am not being funny. They don't care about what's happening to everyday blokes. Yeah, that is, that's very, very sad, but I find that easy to believe. So thank you for sharing that. Yes, so it is all quite sad, and unjust, I might add, as justice incarnate. Right, so now, so whether that is sort of a problem of capitalism by design, or the way that it's just how it's manifesting currently. Oh, hi Tyler. I hope I haven't missed too much. Yeah, I wouldn't worry. I think we're only just you came at, I think your timing is perfect. I think we're just getting into the meat of things. I am, for better or worse, a certified yapper like Karis Ufranor. So yeah, don't worry about it. Come on in. Right. So, I am not just any philosopher. I am specifically justice incarnate, and now might be the time for me to sort of inject my own personal philosophy to this. So into this. So one of the reasons I object to capitalism on sort of an overarching level is yeah, I guess this is a matter of principles. And hopefully we're not sort of jumping around topics too much here. I am a little tired today, so my mind is a bit scrambled. But especially as it pertains to especially when you're considering sort of American culture and values and American individualism, I feel like there's an idea that sort of sits at the intersection of both American culture and capitalism. So one of those is economic, another one of those is sort of more natural, or not natural, national. What am I saying? It's this idea of a social hierarchy, and there are many possible social hierarchies out there, but this one is sort of it's based on wealth, and not just wealth. There's this underlying idea that one's wealth and sort of achievement in life, one's success, one's personal success under capitalism, is indicative of one's worth as a person. Yarval says, what do you think about the principle of right to wealth and freedom of ability to accumulate infinite wealth? So I feel like that might be what I'm getting to right now, and if not now, then in a minute. Actually, I said I would take notes on the screen. I haven't been taking as many as I could have. Oh, hi Ari. Yeah, I think that stream is going great. You came at a good time. Make yourself at home here. Feel free to contribute to the discussion. So I also want to write I also wanted to make a note about the book by Eric Wright, so I can remember that later. Just gonna... Eric... What is... There's something different about my pen. Does it look different? Like the brush itself. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm very confused right now, because I didn't... I'm looking to the sidebar. I didn't change the brush that I'm using. It's the same brush, but for some reason, the input looks very different. And I didn't... I'll figure that out later. Eric Wright. Eric Wright book. And then also the Peter Singer quote. That Jarl Vost brought forward. I don't want to forget that one. I'll just make little notes up here. My ability to... Okay, that's going over my head. I'm going to what? I put these on the same layer. Oh yay! The lasso tool doesn't. The selection marquee doesn't show up on OBS. Yay! I didn't want it to. So I'm happy. Okay, I'm gonna put this on a different layer and then make and resize. So I don't want it going over my face. No. Okay. Oh, and then if I turn, it still goes over my face. Dang. Okay. I'm gonna turn and then move it. Okay, right. So, should be fine. Now, finally. Oh, I have to leave, unfortunately. I have to prep my... I don't know what... I'm not sure what that stands for. Something philosophy application. Is there a way to stay in touch and discuss further? How often do you do lives? I'm actually so annoyed I have to go. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I am not the only philosopher VTuber. My friends are also philosopher VTubers. I can talk about them more. I was hoping to introduce them to you later. You can always check the VOD after the stream is over. Whenever you have time again, you can always return and check the VOD and see what you missed. So that is what I would recommend. It was nice meeting you. Thank you so much for your interest, Jarl Vost. Have a great day. It was a pleasure talking to a fellow philosopher. I admire your open mindset and desire to approach a topic from a fair and neutral perspective. Oh, that means a lot. That is what I'm aiming to do. So yeah, it certainly means a lot hearing that from a fellow philosopher. Right back at you. Faire is in her last name. That's honestly, Ari, you're the first person to and I have a Discord a server as well. The link to it, the invite link is in my description below. I don't know if you use Discord, or you might already be gone. If you are like I have a feeling it'll work out. Yeah. But yeah, for anyone who, you know, especially if you have to go abruptly, but you like what you see so far, you know, don't forget you can always do things like subscribe and check the VOD. You can return to any VODs that you missed, or join my Discord server. I'm also on Blue Sky and Twitter. Those are all ways that you can sort of keep in touch with me in some way or another. Actually, Ari, I believe that you're the first person to point that out explicitly, that the connection, that the meaning of my VTuber name. You know, not to say that nobody else has noticed the connection before, because I feel like it's pretty obvious. It's just that you're the first person to like point it out, like, you know, and put it right there, put it like out there in the open like that. Yes, I am Tia Faire, so in living up to my name, I do try to be open-minded and neutral. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be a bit less fun without Jarl Vost. You know, he was cool. What was I talking about? I think it was about, oh yeah, I think I was talking about hierarchy. So social hierarchy. So social hierarchies can be based on, there are many kinds of social hierarchies that sort of run on different things. Like, for example, in some cultures you might have a hierarchy where people who are older have more power and people who are younger have less power. But under capitalism, the hierarchy that we have is based on wealth, and there's this sort of assumption that wealth is actually an indicator, it's an indicator of one's self or of worth as a person. And as Justice Incarnate, this is an idea that I object to. I think that that's really that's, to me, that sounds like a very sort of harsh idea that can sort of result in a lot of I think cruelty out there in the world. And let me try to take the time to elaborate further on why I think that. So as Justice Incarnate, first of all, I believe that every human being has inherent worth, and basically external factors like how much money you have, what kind of job you have, how able you are, those things should have nothing to do with how worthy you are as a person, and how worthy you are of things like love and care and fair treatment from other people, to say nothing of as well as like basic needs like food and shelter. So an economic system that says, well, actually people who deserve more get more is one I sort of have to disagree with on principle, because I think everyone deserves something as a baseline. One of my favorite branches of philosophy is existentialism. It's actually the very first one that I got into as when I was in high school. The existentialism was my entry point into philosophy as a whole, particularly specifically Albert Camus, a great existentialist, and due to my background and interest in existentialism, I think that regarding capitalism, I think that I don't have any sort of I don't know that I have any sources pulled up for what I'm about to say particularly. I might. I don't think I do, but it's okay. There is, I think, an implicit but widespread belief in our society, in sort of like North America, but particularly the United States. Speaking as a non-American looking in from the outside, that there's this sort of underlying assumption that a lot of people have that hard work is like a necessary part of life, and to the point where it's not just necessary for life, but hard work is necessary for survival. And what am I trying to say? Like, to the extent that I'm not sure how many people would argue this specifically. It's not like I've had the chance to ask each and every one of them individually, but that hard work is hard work is sort of you need to work hard to survive, and then if you don't, then maybe you actually deserve to die. and that no one, absolutely no one is responsible for your life except you. So there's this sort of construct of sort of extreme, extreme individualism of sort of individual responsibility to the extreme. From my sort of, I don't know, like, broad, circumstantial understanding as a non-American, based on sort of the news that I've absorbed over the years, this kind of thinking is especially common among those who identify as conservative, and as well as among the older generations in the United States, and is gradually becoming less common and less accepted among younger people. Berserker says, "It seems to me to be a backwards approach to social hierarchy. The people who end up with the most power are frequently the least deserving." Yeah, that's a point I'll get to later on. But you do raise a good point, and that is one of the things I wanted to talk about today. Right. So, what was I saying again? All right. So yeah, individualism, and that's a view that's more common among older people. I think it is changing gradually, but it's still, my impression that it's still got quite strong roots in our culture, and I think that that's a sad view that I would like to challenge, because I think that from an existential, standpoint, the very notion that we have to work, hard to survive, and then if we don't, we die, is horrible. That's actually terrifying. Like, if you think about it, not from a practical perspective, like right now I'm not talking about whether you have to work hard to survive. I'm talking about whether you should in an ideal universe. Like, imagine a thought experiment for for a moment where you are the architect of the universe and of planet Earth and of civilization. So you get to decide what the laws of the universe are and how, and basically, how things work, how the world works, and if you were a benevolent and just creator, do you think you would create a world in which people, in which, human beings, your creations, your subjects, have to toil and have to work hard and break their backs every day, and if they don't, they die? Because my answer to that is no. I find that to be beyond the pale. Now, I personally don't really believe in a creator or a higher power, but but if there was actually I won't bother. This stream is not about God. It's not about religion. That's I'm going to save that for a different time. But assuming a lack of a creator, that means that the status quo that we have now, that's something that we can sort of pin on, not God, but on the people who hold the keys to power in our society, such as our, politicians and corporate leaders. It is because of them that, well, maybe not like entirely because of them, but if we were to pin it on any people, it would be them, because of them, that people's lives are hard, or harder than they have to be. Because I think that there was definitely a point in history, and this is really for most of human history, that you might say that even if people shouldn't have to work hard in order to survive, they have to. because we have no choice, because otherwise the crops won't get harvested, and whatever the animals won't be tended to. We had no other alternatives to working hard to survive because of a lack of technological advancement. But the world looks very different today than it does in feudal times. And meaning that so now what we have is like extreme wealth disparity, where the top, basically the top people, like some people have too much while others have not enough. And that really raises the question of should those people, the people who don't have enough, do they have to live that way, or is there a better way? And this is where sort of the philosophy of capitalism comes in, where like, because see, there's this very sort of thorny and kind of frustrating argument that comes around often, that says oh well, people, like people's wealth people's wealth is tied to their worth, and vice versa. So if someone is poor, then obviously they must simply be lazy or incompetent and unskilled, so they deserve to be poor. And this sort of seems to be a kind of almost a circular argument that serves to justify and preserve the existing system. And I think we're going to talk about this further. So hierarchy, a hierarchy in which a person's merit is basically defined by the kind of job that they have and the amount of wealth that they have. And now I want to sort of challenge this idea directly, that so we started I feel like we started out talking about freedom, and now we're sort of, I don't know if we finished that finished that section, and now we're jumping into meritocracy. Although, to be honest, this is I mean, they're all kind of related, and I also haven't sort of like planned out this stream to a T or anything. I mostly I am largely improvising here. I only have a rough idea of what I want to talk about. I didn't like write out sort of like point form notes, and I didn't make slides beforehand. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't make slides beforehand. So yeah. So meritocracy. Those of you here right now, I'd be interested to hear, do you think that capitalism is meritocratic? Do you think that in practice that it is a meritocracy, and that people's sort of achievement, level of achievement under capitalism is sort of determined meritocratically? Because there is that notion, right? One of the promises or defenses of capitalism is that it's it's a meritocracy. It measures your contribution to society. So and that's what justifies it. And that's something I want to basically Berserker just says nope. That's all we needed. The Marxist idea is to view capitalism as market and social hierarchy. No, two parts. I see. Yeah, I'm honestly not that too well read on Marx. Maybe I should be, but maybe that would have helped for the stream, but that makes sense. So Berserker says no. So an artist says the difference between feudal times and now is we have shifted from a hierarchy of physical force as the main power to financial prowess. Neither of the systems are just, I think. Yeah, that's pretty right on the money. So it's not that we've gone to something that was unfair to something that was fair, because I would posit that things are still unfair. We've just traded one hierarchy for another one, but we haven't sort of dealt with the root issue of sort of why society was unjust to start with. We might get into that more later. I feel bad about sort of like it probably sounds like I'm delaying a lot of things for later, but it's just because I'm trying to avoid tangents and try to keep the stream as structured as possible and try to have like a flow of like beginning, middle, and end. So yeah, I think we're pretty agreed that capitalism is not meritocratic despite what its proponents say. And yeah, I personally am very skeptical about this whole thing about capitalism being a meritocracy. Because if it were, I feel like maybe this is where there's a difference between theory and practice, because maybe it is in theory. I mean, that seems to be what people think. In theory, it should result in a meritocracy, but in practice, you should be able to determine whether it is or not by looking out into the world around you and seeing who is successful and who is not. And you should be able to see a correlation between aptitude and contributions and intelligence and achievement. And that brings us to something that I feel like maybe the older this brings us to something that I think maybe somewhat of a generational divide, something that the older generation may be aghast at, but is becoming an increasingly appealing sentiment among the younger generation. So I don't have like a list of names in front of me or anything, but thinking of who's some of the richest people in the world are, billionaires and such. I mean, frankly, not all of them strike me as particularly, intelligent or talented or otherwise qualified people. I think a lot of them, what they do strike me as, is ruthless. I think there are some wealthy and high achieving people who are talented and deserve their success to some degree. So I wouldn't say that there's zero correlation, but it is far from a perfect correlation. And that sort of brings me to one of my main points, which is that this is one of, as Justice Incarnate, one of my main objections to capitalism on sort of an overarching level, and that is the fact that the argument that capitalism, far from being a system of meritocracy, I think it's a system that encourages immorality. Capitalism is a system that promotes and encourages evil. So maybe you can see why I object to it as the concept of justice personified. Well, Ari also says, I think meritocracy is really finicky to implement since it is incredibly hard to know who is talented and in what field. Capitalism struggles in this, but might be a step forward from feudal times. Yeah, I mean, I think most people would agree that it's a step forward, but it's still far from perfect, which is why we're trying to criticize it today. A lot of the problems in capitalism arrive when people get undeserved wealth, such as inheritance, which they misuse. That's fair. The people and institutions who have been and are currently the most deleterious to our civilization also somehow have the most capitalism. Capital. Eh. Right. So I think you raised a good point there. Basically, the evilest people have there's a correlation between evil people and wealth. And why is that? As opposed to it being a pure correlation between smart, talented people and wealth, which is the idea, but in practice we don't see it working that way. I'm just gonna. Okay, I feel the need to say this. Some of you might like laugh at me or tease me for this. I'm gonna take a moment to say that I think Taylor Swift is one of the billionaires probably most deserving of her wealth. I would argue. Not to say that she deserves it, period. I mean, just relative to certain other, famous figures and billionaires. Because I feel like with, internet culture and kind of just like general like misogyny, a lot of people will sort of like kind of like paint Taylor Swift as like the poster child of like capitalist corruption. And like they'll talk about her like she is like somehow like uniquely bad as a billionaire, when the way I see it is that like criticisms, I think it's sort of like unfair or at least off base to criticize Taylor Swift as an individual if sort of your the subject at hand is capitalism, because I would prefer to think of her as a I think that it makes more sense to criticize the game and not the player. Like, it's kind of hard to blame her for just doing what so many other people are doing, and I find it sort of strange to blame her specifically for that when so many people are doing what she does, and in some ways, and in many cases even worse. Because with Taylor Swift, at least you can make the argument that she, unlike certain others, her wealth was actually garnered through talent, and largely through talent and personal personal achievement, and leaves a positive impact on the world in terms of inspiring people and like the cultural impact, in contrast to billionaires who got their wealth through exploitation, and then like the net negative the impact on the world is like like things like exploitation. So yeah. Sometimes in these discussions we kind of, I think, like people get like tunnel vision and focus on like criticizing maybe a few particular people, when it's important to, I think, sort of keep some focus on the broader system as a whole, because while individual billionaires, I think we can all think of some may certainly annoy us, and we may find them distasteful and immoral. Making fun of them on the internet alone isn't going to. I'm afraid that I don't think that will be enough to sort of solve the underlying problem. Sad to say. Capitalism is a system of competition or something. Private property and appearance is more important than public property and vulnerability or something. I'm just quoting the anti-capitalism book, I think. Oh, thanks. Also, yeah, talent isn't fair either. Didn't she also remain conspicuously silent when the Trump administration used her music for their propaganda? That's very reset era of you to say, because there is a big anti-Taylor Swift crowd on Era that I personally find ridiculous and off-putting, because I feel like every thread goes the same. Like, there can be a thread about, like, someone makes a thread about Taylor Swift, and it can be just about her music, it can be about something completely unrelated, and then and then like some rando out of nowhere will go, "Isn't she MAGA?" because of like this one random thing that she did, and then they'll reference something that was like out of context, and then the other people will jump in and go like, "Bro, she baked Biden Kamala cookies in 2020. Like, she's endorsed Democratic candidates. Like, we stop relitigating this." So no, I don't. I vaguely recall the incident you were talking about. I think that was something that happened maybe a few years ago, unless it's not happened again recently and I just haven't heard about it. But I do believe, you know, she or her team eventually, you know, spoke up about that. She's definitely spoken up about things like that before. I mean, yeah, I don't want to belabor this any further unless I have to, because I think this is detracting too far from the main discussion. Celebs may not be as tuned into a social media account as us on Era forums as well. Yeah, you would know, Leon. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so evil people. So why we want to take a deeper look at why it is that evil people get all the money. Because that seems to be the case, and this is sort of the heart behind you know, this is sort of the you know, it's the, you know, it's the reasoning behind one of my main objections to capitalism. But it's also a big thing to want a reaction right away when sometimes we miss the things that happen behind the scenes or later. Enough on that, as Tia said. I mean, yeah, that's the thing too. Like, sometimes, like, tabloids will run like a big scandalous headline about a celebrity, something that they've done and like haven't done, and then maybe later there actually is a follow-up to it, and then like, but you don't hear about the follow-up. You only hear about like the initial part of the story, and then if you don't have the whole context, it makes them, you know, you don't know the whole truth. What was I saying? So yeah, right, evil people. We need to actually get through this point. Oh, Berserker says, personally, I don't have anything against Taylor Swift, just to be clear. I didn't think that you did. I just think that there's maybe something about her. Maybe it's just how just like gut-bustingly popular she is. It feels like there is a lot of misinformation about her online, and a lot of like a disproportionate amount of, you know, unfair criticism seems to get thrown her way. You know, from in my opinion anyway, lies spread faster than the truth. Yeah, there's so many. There's so much like misinformation and like conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift. It's kind of ridiculous. But this isn't a Taylor Swift stream, it's a capitalism stream. So yes, evil people in evil people and wealth. I sort of touched on this earlier when I provided my definition of capitalism, but I would say that one of the hallmarks, or, you know, main characteristics of capitalism is how it's the emphasis on making money. Making money. Like, money is sort of the main point and overshadows everything else, to the point where, like, the system is set up so that people are encouraged to make as much as much money as possible by any means necessary. Like the ends justify the means. I think that's a main philosophical feature of capitalism, that the ends justify the means. You know, we don't care or talk a lot about how you know, what the means are and should be, and maybe if maybe some means are not okay. Capitalism by default, I think, hinges on this idea that the ends justify the means, and then any sort of like regulations that we try to pass to sort of curb the effects and the extremes of capitalism are going against the default, are sort of patching over the default. But the default is that the ends justify the means, and that's I think that there's a room for a lot of criticism there if you know anything about ethics. So if the ends justify the means, what does that actually look like in society? And I think what that looks like is that it gives immoral people, people without a sort of a conscience or moral standards, a leg up in our society. So they're willing to go to drastic measures to boost their wealth, even if it means bringing other people into harm. And we can see a lot of examples. I mean, there are, I think almost countless examples of this in our society. We'll try to name maybe at least just a few. But one, for example, is tobacco and cigarettes. Like that's a huge industry, and it basically concerns selling addictive poison to people. To line CEOs' pockets, and in this day and age, like everyone knows that tobacco is unhealthy. That has not really on a fundamental level stopped or eradicated this industry. Like everyone knows that it's poison that is being sold to people, like it's carcinogens. And it happens anyway. So basically people are profiting off making other people sick and selling poison. They're not profiting off being, smart and talented and raising the quality of life for people in the same way that a scientist or a Nobel Prize winner would. They're profiting off poisoning people. Asbestos. Great for your home. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and now and then, if something is proven to be really bad, like beyond a certain threshold, then it might actually get banned, like things like asbestos or I think like DDT, that's what it's called, the I think the pesticide. But yeah, still a lot of harmful things in our society that are still legal and in circulation today. What else besides tobacco? So that's an example of like a chemical, like a substance. But I would also think about since we just mentioned pesticides, yeah, that's another one. Like the food industry is. I know there's a lot of debate over this. A lot of skeptics as to sort of the merit of organic food and GMO food and stuff. But there is there's rising data that certain kinds of GMOs and pesticides are very harmful for our bodies. So once again, corporations poisoning us because it benefits them. What else? So I'm not going to talk about exploitation in this segment because we're talking about the products that capitalism sells themselves being bad for people, not the way in which they are made. Although that's certainly relevant as well. What else? Here's something that's in a different category from just scams I accidentally spoiled my next point. A different category from like chemicals and more like physical substances, but scams. So this is something that I find quite heinous and frustrating. How many of you know of scam baiter YouTubers such as Kitboga and stuff? That comes to mind here because we live in a society where scams are in, like, you know, many parts of the world and in many places still legal. Like, it's not illegal to scam people, and then even if it is, those laws, the laws in question are not always, you know, enforced. It may not be always easy to enforce them. So we live in a world where you know, yeah, like it is to a large extent legal to make money by tricking other people, basically, and providing services that are against their best interests. And this totally goes against the promise that, oh, you know, capitalism, you know, encourages innovation and, you know, and it will make our lives better because then, you know, people will like invent things that help people. Because, like, no, like if you allow for the ends to justify the means, if you allow for people to make money by any means, human nature is such that, like, a lot of people out there, like, they're not going to do things the hard way. They're not going to, like, try to help people or invent helpful things. Like, why should they when they can just lie and steal and, like, the legal system lets them get away with it? And this is something that is further corroborated by, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with this statistic, but I like this one. But in recent years, research has found that there's actually a correlation between basically psychopathy, or I think like antisocial personality traits, are disproportionately represented among the C-suite. Basically, the more psychopathic you are, the easier it is for you to excel in the business world. So yeah, like, I hate scams, but they can also be a symptom of corruption or lack of fair opportunity around the globe. I mean, sure, but yeah, I would just like to say that we hate scams and leave it at that. My voice is getting a bit tired. I think I'm a bit strained today. So as much as I'd like to wrap up, I thought I'd be done with the discussion part by now. I don't know. Have I even gotten like halfway through it? Dang. Right. So capitalism isn't a meritocracy. I think we've covered that part. And then I had some sources to cite today. I haven't really even looked at them very much. Oh yeah, here's something that thankfully relates to what I just talked about. So this is on the Britannica page about capitalism. The link to it is in my description. I'm gonna read this part. So here's the part of equity. A third criticism of capitalist growth concerns the fairness with which capitalism distributes its expanding wealth, or with which it shares its recurrent hardships. This criticism assumes both specific and general forms. The specific form focuses on disparities in income among layers of the population. In the early 21st century in the United States, for example, the lowest quintile, or fifth, of all households received only 3.1% of total income, whereas the topmost fifth received 51.9%. Significantly, this disparity results from the concentration of assets in the upper brackets. Also, the disparity is the consequence of highly skewed patterns of corporate rewards that give, say, chief executive officers of large U.S. companies an average of more than 300 times the annual compensation earned by ordinary office or factory employees. Moving from specific examples of distribution to a more general level, the criticism may be broadened to an indictment of the market principle itself as the regulator of incomes. An advocate of market-determined distribution will declare that in a market-based society, with certain exceptions, people tend to be paid what they are worth. That is, their incomes will reflect the value of their contribution to production. Thus, market-based rewards lead to the efficiency of the productive system and thereby maximize the total income available for distribution. This argument is countered at two levels. Marxist critics contend that laborers in a capitalist economy are systematically paid less than the value of their work by virtue of the superior bargaining power of employers, such that the claim of efficiency masks an underlying condition of exploitation. Other critics question the criterion of efficiency itself, which counts every dollar of input and output but pays no heed to the moral or social qualities of either, and which excludes workers from expressing their own preferences as to the most appropriate decisions for their firms. So yeah, one of the main criticisms of capitalism is that it's just focusing on making as much money as possible and not asking, is this a morally acceptable, morally permissible way to do it? This has gone, we're running slower than I expected, so maybe I'll just try to summarize my other 2 points and the two sections that I sort of had in mind, and do the conclusion, and then move on from there. Yeah, that's what you'd expect to see from a system that rewards exploitation. Yeah, if being a good exploiter is a talent, then in that way, modern capitalism is indeed a meritocracy. Exactly, like you nailed it. So what now? So I feel like I have stated my case as to why I think capitalism is not a meritocracy. I also wanted to sort of briefly touch on the ideals of freedom and equality. Not sure if we'll have to devote much time to them, because I feel like they've already overlapped with what I just said. But basically, first of all, I don't think that people should have to be individual. First of all, I'm at least doubtful that people should have to be individually responsible for their basic needs in the first place. And so I think that pure capitalism is not the way to go. That's just something that I don't support as justice incarnate. And then if our society is going to have, capitalism, if our economic system is going to be, capitalism or capitalist in any, extent or capacity, then the current way of doing things does not lead to a meritocracy, because I like some of the outcomes of capitalism. Like I wouldn't want to live in a system where everyone gets exactly the same thing no matter what they do. I think that's going sort of too far to the other extreme. I like the idea that you have some control over how much you get based on how much you put in. But the current way of doing things does not lead to meritocratic outcomes, where people like a lot of like CEOs and corporations like literally are rewarded for making like our lives worse, for destroying our planet, for inflicting suffering on people, not for making things better, which is with the supposed premise behind capitalism. So that's all wrong. So I feel like we've discussed that part thoroughly, and then from there, another popular defense of capitalism is that it gives people an equal opportunity to be successful. So it's like the American dream. Anyone can make it. It's funny because I'm not American, but I had a high school teacher. He was an English teacher. He was my favorite teacher, actually. I actually had a crush on him back then, but that's neither here nor there. He was a very he wasn't a philosopher, but he was a pretty philosophical and analytical person, and he would often intermittently throughout his lectures, he would also take the time to stop and talk about sort of like offer his thoughts on things like life advice or commentary on like current events and things like that. And one of the things I recall him saying, he would say this a lot, is that this is as a criticism of the US and of the American dream, but that anyone can make it, but not everyone can make it. That was what he said. That was what he had to say about the American dream. This Canadian high school teacher, and I think those words, I understood what he meant back then as well, and I think those words still ring true today. Where, the difference between capitalism and feudalism is that, in capitalism, theoretically, anyone can make it, whereas in feudalism, really only a few people could, and you had to be born into it, pretty much. But even so, not everyone can make it. And anyone can make it, and everyone can make it are different things. They might sound similar, but they're not the same thing at all. So that means that if you buy into this idea of capitalism, it means that you're okay with the idea of there being winners and losers. Some people will make it, not everyone can. And that's just something that I'm not okay with, or at the very least, I'm very critical of, because I believe that such a society that is set up in that way is sort of existentially cruel. I think that everyone deserves to not have to worry about their basic needs met, which I think that in the modern, in the age of technological advancement we have now, that that can. I think that that's potentially achievable, and we only need the will to implement it. And so I don't think I don't know if I would describe capitalism as a system of equality. I think that equal opportunity, and then it's and then it's questionable if people really even have equal opportunities in under capitalism to start with, like let alone equal outcomes. And I think we're not going to get into that, because I've talked at length already. I've talked for so long already, and and the focus of this was more on the philosophical side of capitalism. But for instance, studies have shown that in the United States, at least, that the largest or the most reliable future predictor of someone's wealth is not their or income. It's not their IQ, but it's actually their zip code. So yeah, I would this is sort of slightly different topic, but yeah, I think there's a lot of data and evidence out there to show that people don't even have equal opportunities to be successful, independently of the outcomes of their efforts. And then by the way, I am looking at a page here. This is so earlier we talked about different demographics in the U.S. believing in different things. I'm looking at a page on a Pew Research saying that talking about actually, maybe I should return to this later. Yeah, I think I will. And then the last sort of principle I wanted to discuss is freedom. I think that there's at least a cultural association between capitalism and this ideal of freedom, that capitalism lets us be more free. And certainly if we I think compare capitalism directly to feudalism, which came before it, I will admit that capitalism does seem more free by comparison, where people at least theoretically have can choose to have whatever career they want, instead of just being sort of being forced to take up their family business and being stuck in a certain social caste. But so perhaps theoretically capitalism does promote freedom, but when it comes to late stage capitalism, I think you'd be hard pressed to argue that freedom is the result of capitalism. And I think finally, where we're circling back to what I opened up this discussion with, and then I totally I took the long way around. But earlier I was talking about how people are helpless and frustrated and stuck, especially people such as students, some of which some of my viewers are, and a lot of people either are impoverished or just stuck in unfulfilling jobs, and so sort of lost in life, and they don't have a lot of power to sort of change these aspects of their lives. It's really tough, and that sort of contradicts this notion that this association between capitalism and freedom, because I feel like the defense or the common counter argument to this would be, well, I mean, those people, they should have done this, they should have worked harder, they deserve where they are. There's a very there's a big victim blamey aspect to it. But I personally would argue, if this sort of misfortune is happening to sort of thousands or millions of people, at that point, I doubt that you could continue to sort of believably blame the individual and sort of chalk it up as a problem on the individual level. I think at that point that you probably have a problem with the system on your hands. And yeah, so basically, I think that under late stage capitalism, the average person is heavily disempowered, and I think that that's a shame. I would this is sort of this is sort of like touching on the next section, or the conclusion of the discussion, but I feel like first of all, people, one thing that's kind of a shame about capitalism is that people, I don't feel like under this system that people in general can live up to their full potential. I think that under the current, the system is sort of set up in such a way that people are sort of forced, or at least like pressured into trying to find a way to fit into the system, rather than the system sort of kind of like fitting around them or working for them. If I give an example, I think it will make my point clearer. So, like, okay, let's take an example of like someone, okay, like a young person, like a high school student, who is so like I feel like a common, almost like a very general, if not like almost universal thing in our society is like, or experience in our society is like, you're a kid still, like you're in high school, so you're like still a kid, but you're like almost an adult, and like you gotta decide sort of like what you want to study in university. So and then that determines sort of like, you know, what you're gonna be when when you grow up, what your career is going to be. And and then for a lot of people, what happens is like they can't actually fulfill their dreams. Like their dream career might be something, and then like I doubt that the vast majority of people actually get to you know, do their dream career, or at least, you know, find something to do with their life that is truly you know, fulfilling and that they're passionate about. A lot of people, their career ends up just being something that is pays the bills, and like may not even really be all that valuable to society. Like, you know, I don't I'm actually kind of, I'm starting to feel bad because I don't want to like I don't want to make certain like any individual person feel sort of like targeted or by this, or maybe like make them feel bad. I don't want to implicate anyone, but because like I'm saying that the fault like largely lies with society and not the individual, right? But yeah, like but for example, if somebody you know, I'm saying that capitalism is sort of like actually a waste of capital, because for a lot of people, you know, for example, even if they're actually like really talented at something like art or music or something like that, like the system is set up such that they're not that likely to discover that they have that talent, or even if they do, to be able to pursue it. And instead, people are stuck doing things like being a cashier that, like, you know, like that has a use in our society, but it's not like you know what I mean. Like that's not like, and that's not the thing that anybody wants to be doing with their lives. And yeah, people are disempowered. Like we live in a world where people, the average person has very little say in sort of how the world works and how their country runs and things like that, which is, you know, I mean, capitalism is not sort of like maybe not the only cause of that problem, but it is a part of it, because, you know, the system sort of ordains that money is power, and then if most people also don't have a lot of money, then it follows that they don't have a lot of power. I mean, for those of you here watching, would you say that you feel empowered in your life or disempowered? Like, do you feel like you have control and that, you know, you have a lot of confidence over the way that things turn out? I can think of maybe one person I know who might say that they do, and they're a particularly optimistic an idealistic person, but I would hazard a guess that most people actually feel quite you know, insecure existentially, that they're living on the edge of precarity, and that a lot of things that they don't have enough control, and that a lot of important things are out of their reach. Not to mention the human cost of things, like we need a bunch of programmers, and 10 years later we have too many programmers. Yeah, that is a pretty sad and kind of like ridiculous aspect of the market. Right, so I think we can move on to the conclusion now, because I titled this stream "How to Solve Capitalism." It wasn't just, criticizing capitalism for 2 hours. So, not that we're going to solve it within this stream, but in terms of ideas as to how to do so. What would some of those look like? People are motivated. Right, so, has anyone here heard of the profit motive? Because we're gonna talk about that now. Oh, actually, actually, while I let you respond to that, here's something I want to read out. It was also from the Britannica page, but it relates directly to what I was just talking about. So here's another criticism on this page. A second criticism with respect to market-driven growth focuses on the adverse side effects generated by a system of production that is held accountable only to the test of profitability. It is in the nature of a complex industrial society that the production processes of many commodities generate outcomes called externalities that are bad as well as those that are good, such as toxic waste or unhealthy working conditions as well as useful products. The catalog of such market-generated ills is very long. Smith himself warned that the division of labor by routinizing work would render workers as stupid and ignorant as it is possible for a human creature to become. So for those who don't know, the Smith in this refers to Adam Smith, who could be fittingly called the father of capitalism, Adam Smith. And so, in other words, the father of capitalism himself warned us, way back in like the late 19th century or early 20th century, that one potential consequence of capitalism is that people will become like stupid if we sort of like atomize society in such a way that everyone is just sort of like doing one like really specific routine job. They don't have like a lot of like the sort of the tasks that they have to do are not like diverse. There's not like a wide variety in their day-to-day tasks, and it was sort of as opposed to promoting things like intellectualism and sort of like philosophy in our society. People would be encouraged to sort of become simple and ignorant. And I hate to say it, I know it's like kind of rude, but I kind of feel like that prediction has come to pass. Yeah, and we can see it. We can see that the effects of that today. Where I've touched on this as far back as my debut stream, but yeah, people. It's really it's a very tragic and vicious cycle, because people who are people who are busy and living hand to mouth won't have the time and energy for things like philosophy and learning. But without philosophy and learning, it's going to be hard for them to like challenge the system and gain control over their lives. So yeah, where does it all start and end? The number of people who live paycheck to paycheck or are one medical expense away from disaster. Yeah, how can I like really expect someone to do philosophy when that's the reality of their life? No matter how much it would benefit them, it's hard. I can't even expect someone to watch the stream if they like have a family to feed or something. I've heard of it, don't know anything about it or what it means. Adam Smith is from the 18th century. I was sort of off on the timeline then. So the profit motive has a pretty simple meaning. I think it's mostly sort of the name is pretty indicative of what it means. But the profit motive, the term profit motive refers to the idea, a philosophical idea, that human beings are primarily motivated by money. Hence the keywords profit, and motive. Now let me ask you guys, disciples of justice. Do you think that humans are motivated mainly by money, or by sort of material, material gain, let alone only by money? Let me know, because this idea, this assumption is really at the core of capitalism, because this what I'm talking about now, this ties directly into what the solution to capitalism is, right? And I feel like, especially among, I don't know, the once again, the older generation in the United States, for certain demographics, certain people take capitalism as a given. It's not just that they think it's good. It's that, like, they can barely imagine anything else, and if there is anything else out there, it just must be bad. And I think that what they're failing to consider is that capitalism is not a given. It is a recent development in human history. It's so I just started thinking about how I've barely written any notes on my board for all this time, and it kind of looks silly. I guess I'm just not used to it, but maybe I don't know. I feel like it's I don't feel like starting now. But yeah, it's not a given. It came about, it's coming about was aligned essentially with the Industrial Revolution, and there was a time when we didn't have modern capitalism, and that also means that there may be a future time when we don't have it anymore, and yet society will still run, and things will be fine. So it's not a given. It is not sort of an inherent characteristic of humanity, because like the underlying like core argument of capitalism is this: since humans are naturally motivated by money, then everything that we're doing now is natural. Like capitalism is natural. Like why are you arguing against it? There's no other way. And I'm saying, like, no, it's not natural. Like, we made this up. It is not capitalism. It's not a natural force, not a natural law. Like, humans, it's man-made. Like, humans did this, and we can undo it. Maybe not money specifically, but the accumulation of resources / objects they deem important enough. Fair. I think it could be fair to say people are motivated by what money represents. Yeah, but I think that it's here's what I'm getting at. So I don't deny that money or sort of material rewards are one of are one of our motivators, but I think that it would sort of be silly to argue that it was the only one. And I think that it was. I think it's debatable as to whether it's even the main one. Money specifically is a human / social construct. Yeah. So here's the thing. What am I trying to say here? So even though humans may be naturally motivated by money to a certain extent, I mean, it's not our only motivator. One of the issues with capitalism is that it basically incentivizes us to act on our greed rather than on our better impulses. And I think that getting at sort of this core argument of capitalism, I think that on an abstract level, our goal for the future is to try to cultivate an alternative system in which humans are motivated more to a larger degree by other things, such as altruism, or altruism, a sense of altruism for other human beings, a compassion, or our passion for doing things that we love, because those are all examples of other things that motivate us to do the things that we want, because we can see examples of people being motivated by those things too. Like, for example, it is certainly largely the case for artists, especially when you think of like the stereotype of starving artists. Like, artists do most artists do what they do not because it'll bring them riches. If they do happen to sort of make it big, then that's sort of a nice side effect, but really the motivations for doing that are generally intrinsic. And I myself, if my main goal in life was to be rich, I can say that I wouldn't have become a VTuber. I can tell you that much. I think that there are easier ways and more reliable ways to get rich out there. This isn't one of them. I'm doing this because I have a passion for the arts, and as well as for making the world a better place. And I feel like maybe the people, as for the people who argue about for the profit motive, I feel like maybe more than anything, it's just projection. Maybe it says a lot about them that they think that all people work that way. So what I'm saying is that the solution to capitalism, the end of, or the theoretical end of capitalism, in my opinion, it's not just going to involve sort of implementing certain policies and regulations here and there. My opinion is that on a cultural level, we must overturn the profit motive. We must oppose and overturn the cultural assumption that people are motivated by money and that this is like an okay thing to base the world on. I think that instead it would help if we promoted ideals like unconditional love, that all people are deserving of certain things, of a certain bare minimum, regardless of their individual contributions. And I recognize that we are very far away from this ideal currently, and it is sort of maybe kind of a pie in the sky or shot in the dark goal. But that's my belief as justice incarnate, and I will talk more about sort of my views on unconditional love someday. Probably in February, because that'll be then it'll be love season. I'll expand more on what I mean by unconditional love in another stream, but we've been kind of running long today, so maybe I'll leave that there. So sort of just like lead this off. Maybe I'll just say that like near the beginning of the stream, I think there were maybe like one or two people asking me if I was like a socialist or something like that. So I don't identify as a socialist, although I am sort of sympathetic to some sort of socialist ideas. I think that to end off this discussion, I think that a lot of the discussion on capitalism and on the economic systems sort of hinges on this presumed binary between capitalism and socialism, where if you're against capitalism, or not even just against, but if you're even just critical of capitalism, then you must be a dirty socialist, and then if you are and like vice versa. And in part because I'm an economist. I don't feel comfortable with assigning myself those labels and sort of getting like too deep into that type of discussion. But I want to say that I don't think that we can only have a system that is purely capitalist or purely socialist. I feel but yeah, so it's so or another thing that people might accuse you of is like if you say that if you criticize capitalism, they'll be like, yeah, well, it's better than feudalism, isn't it? They'll be like, if they don't accuse you of being a dirty socialist, then it's like, oh well, I mean, it's better than medieval times. But you know, yeah, I'm not saying that we have to have state mandated like I'm not saying we need to go back either to this days of like state mandated religion and like feudalism. I think you know, even if we admit that even if we sort of concede that capitalism is an improvement on feudalism, that doesn't mean that it's perfect. I don't see any reason why we should settle for what we have and not continue to innovate, you know, on behalf of the people of the world who deserve better than what they have right now. Oh, I forgot. There was one source I forgot to read. I found this article on the Harvard Gazette. It's an interview with a guy who wrote a book on a book called Capitalism: A Global History, by Sven Beckert, and it was published recently, I believe, because this article was published on December 11th of this year. So that was this month, and I want to read a bit of this as well, because I think it's interesting. The interviewer says, "You write that capitalism is a series of regime changes. Can you explain?" And then the author says, skipping ahead a bit. The basic idea is that the history of capitalism is characterized by a number of regimes that are relatively stable for long periods, but then shift quite drastically in relatively short moments of time into another institutional arrangement. The latest of these regimes is what I call the neoliberal order. It didn't last for centuries, it lasted for maybe 5 decades. Now that it's possibly coming to end, it's hard to get our bearings. This was the ground we stood on. And then this is interesting too. What drives these transitions from one regime to the next? Things change quite drastically, partly because of economic pressures, partly because of technological pressures. Elites reorientate themselves around different goals. But sometimes things change because people with very little political power, very little economic power, start to rebel. They try to create a different kind of economic life. For example, the end of slavery is clearly an important moment in the global history of capitalism. But why does the end of slavery come about? In part because the enslaved engage in massive rebellions, from Saint-Domingue in the 1970s to Brazil and the United States. I know about Saint-Domingue from the Castlevania TV show. But yeah, that just relates to you know, what the point I've tried to make, that capitalism is not a given. It used to you know, not be here, and a time may come again when it is not here. Yeah, so I think that's something. I'm not saying that I'm the first to say something like that. I think that's something a lot of experts would agree on. And then yeah, I guess at this point, oh wait, no, there was one more source. Well, sorry, one more. There was also an abstract to a journal article I found. I haven't downloaded the full article. I don't have the full article or anything, but that's okay because the abstract sort of has sort of what I was looking for. But the title of the journal is article is "The Failure of the Profit Motive." Let me take a second to scan this because I don't want to read the whole thing. The absence of higher motives or principles means that another organizing and motivational principle takes its place, and that this principle becomes the core characteristic of modern society. The thesis is advanced here that this principle is the profit motive, both as a personal psychology and as an economic institution. In other words, the absence of the transcendental means the presence of the profit motive, and the failure of modern society means the failure of the profit motive. And then, skipping forward a bit, this article makes the claim that the replacement of the profit motive does not require a change in human nature, but a restoration of human nature. In this restoration, the profit motive will be replaced by a concern for the common good, which can be seen as a practical implementation of the transcendental. So this is sort of a rehashing of what I've already said, which is that, I think that a key to sort of overturning capitalism will be in sort of an evaluation of sort of like the sort of like the motivating principles in our society, so the abstract uses the word transcendental, and I believe that's essentially referring to how in feudal times, morality and things like morality and purpose in our society were largely sort of described through religion. So like religion sort of helped to set the standards for what is good and why we should do things and for whom. And when we threw all that away, when we became a secular society, sure, some things improved, but we also it just means that our guiding principles became sort of centered around money and materialism instead. Which is not a rare or unique thought. The same sort of the same criticisms have been raised by other thinkers such as Dostoevsky, one of my main influences. And what that means is sort of the end of capitalism might have to involve some kind of return to the transcendental. So that doesn't have to mean religion specifically, but at least religion theoretically also sort of like advises us to love our neighbor and things like that, even though it doesn't always work out that way in practice. But perhaps we have to find a way to return to some such higher ideals. I think my chat box broke. That's what it looks like on OBS because I haven't gotten any new comments in a few minutes. And at this point I'm gonna sort of like take questions, and I don't know if I can, and I'm gonna read out the comments that I've gotten. I'm gonna catch up with comments now. I'm not sure if I can fix the chat box. I think it is busted. Oh yeah, I got so many comments. Okay. OBS, what are you doing? Okay, let me just see if I can fix this, because I think you guys can see chat. Yeah, chat looks to be disconnected from the video. Yeah, so I think you guys have noticed. It's like, see, look, I guess I fixed it. Look. Oh, I also accidentally toggled off my tiara in the process, but look, I fixed it. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. So okay. I've missed a bunch of comments, and now they're not showing on chat, unfortunately. But I'll read them out at the very least. You brought up freedom earlier, and I think many people associate money with freedom, and freedom is more of an intrinsic motivator. Yeah, that's pretty fair. So you're saying revolution? In the early 1900s, Henry Ford was sued successfully for not following the profit motive. Yeah, and that's very disturbing. Stream died. They got to her for talking bad of capitalism. Yeah, it's a conspiracy against justice. They on to you, Tia. Watch out. Always need more sources. The capitalists are destroying the stream. Yay. What are your thoughts on is that Slavoj Zizek as a philosopher / socialist communist economist? I am not familiar with that name, unfortunately. And you also asked Tyler for my thoughts on mixed market economies. So that's the part that can still be interesting, but I don't feel confident enough to explore, because I'm not an economist. I'm just disincarnate. Yeah. Anyway, we've been up for 2.5 hours, and I was hoping this would take like 1 hour. But that never happens for me. So yeah, we're finally done with the discussion, and we can do other things. Okay, who here? Okay, what do I talk about now? I wanna just free chat and shoot the breeze for a little while before ending stream. Yeah, by the way, if you still have any more questions or comments about capitalism, that you think of later on before the end of stream, feel free to bring them up. I'm not saying you're not allowed to talk about that anymore, but I'll be moving on to other stuff. So I did want to say, thank you for all of those who came to the stream. I already talked about my reasons for doing the stream. We solved capitalism. Crab rave, I know that GIF, yeah. It's definitely a crab rave moment. You'll notice that I've sort of branded and formatted this stream just as a regular just chatting stream. And that, by the way, I'm still using my Christmas background that that debuted on my karaoke stream over the weekend. That's just because it's it's still pre-Christmas, and I haven't gotten tired of it yet. I figured it would I could at least use it for one more stream. I do rather like it. But yeah, you'll notice that I branded this as a regular just chatting stream. Last week I did a chatting stream, but I branded it as something else, as an advice column, just to try it out. But I've decided that just in terms of numbers, I think it made things worse. Like, 'cause that VOD did worse than my other chatting streams so far, and then I thought, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think that was not the way to go. I mean, at least I tried it to see how I liked it, but I also numbers aside, I also in retrospect, I don't really like the feel of it. I think that maybe I was just trying too hard to make something happen. I feel like that's sort of a tendency that I have, where I try to I get an idea and I force it to happen instead of just letting things come up organically, which which is often better. So yeah, it was just kind of awkward with how I'm not opposed to the idea of doing an advice column series, but that's the kind of thing that makes more sense if people are already wanting me to do that and coming to me with questions. It's probably easier to do if you're a bigger streamer, but at my size, it didn't seem quite right. So I'm just going back to doing regular just chatting streams, since that was working fine for me. So yeah, that's a statement I wanted to make about that. Let's see, what else did I want to do here? Does anyone want to hear me sing? Do you think it's time for some music? Because I often do a song on these just chatting streams. I didn't do one last week, but I did do a whole karaoke stream a couple of days ago, so that's fine. But I kind of feel my voice is a bit tired, so I don't know how well this will go. But I'm in the mood for music. What about you? Yeah, Tyler says yes. Oh, I'm glad you like. I'm glad you're enticed by that idea, Tyler. As a new viewer of mine, you must have enjoyed the little bits of singing I did when I collabed with Karis. Then I take it. Just singing stream? No, it's not just singing stream because it's only one song. It's that was you're mixing this up with Saturday's stream. Flex a song after talking 2 hours. Got to hear Karis sing, and now you. True. Oh yeah, right. I did see you. I did see you in Karis Senpai's unarchived karaoke earlier. Okay, I'm gonna quiet my my background music, and then prepare the backing track. Here goes. Oh, I'll turn my mic as well. That would be good. Oh, I should move my mic so it's actually close to me. Where exactly should I put it? Maybe here is good. Should I do it higher or lower? I think I just want to get it just right. I'm very picky about these things. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. All right. Oh, oops. Lily, not changed a bit. Sky is not the same no more today. There is no turning back. Lily, not changed a bit. Covers are what we judge books by today. If they are shiny or not, every page inside is meaningful as always. But no one's gonna read them out again. No, please, no wait for me, darling. Stay out of the corner where your heart may become rusty. Oh, please, no wait for me, darling. Don't sit there in this heat. Your soul is drying up. You don't need to wait. You need to wait. You need to wait for us. You never change. Winds are not so soft no more today. They change the cold and sun. You never change. They all want a brand new box to play. No matter what's inside, all these pieces that meant so much to me those days, tide has washed them all away to fame. Oh please, no wait for me, darling. Stay out of the corner where your heart may become rusty. Oh please, no wait for me, darling. Don't stand there in this heat. Your soul is drying up. You don't need to wait. You need to wait. You need to wait for us. What is there to say? time marches on. Stay out of the calling, for your heart may become rusty. Oh, please wait for me, darling. Just stay safe and sound as long as you are there. I will figure it out, figure it out, figure it out for you once more. That was Lily from Guilty Gear Xrd. Fun fact, that was actually the song I sang when I did a practice stream as a PNG tuber last year. I thought about singing it for my debut as a VTuber, and then I chose The Edge of Dawn instead, because I thought that, like, you know, fit me better thematically. I just thought I felt like it was a better fit for the occasion. But I still like this song, and I thought it's still, I think it has like a good meaning that sort of like relates to me. Still, it's got kind of a homely kind of you know, it has, I think it has like a loving message. So I thought it would be good. This would be a good sort of occasion to bust it out. Oh, thank you. Guilty Gear, yeah. I haven't played any Guilty Gear yet on my channel. I kind of want to, though. Just haven't found the opportunity for it. More Guilty Gear. Yeah. Guilty Gear games also on sale on Steam. Oh, is it? You want? I fear I'm not sure how much more Guilty Gear I can do right now. That is bullshit blazing, still my heart is racing. If the world kill me, I don't need a new world order. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game. I think that's as much as I can do for you right now. A Guilty Gear for it just has an amazing. The Guilty Gear games have amazing soundtracks, because the director Daisuke Ishiwatari is actually like a huge rock fan and a musician himself. Hi Axe, oh, wonderful singing, Tia. Thank you. It's it means a lot to me that you sort of like seem to catch my streams whenever I'm singing. Although I can't help but feel it's also a bit ironic that you're only coming in now and that you missed the part that was actually about philosophy, which we finished, and so now I'm just doing a free chat before ending the stream. Capitalism is bullshit, pleasing. Yeah, I guess so. Always more for next time. Yeah, yeah, might do some Guilty Gear, more Guilty Gear karaoke in the future. So what did I want to? So what did I want to talk about today before ending stream? Because there were a few more, were just housekeeping related things, not necessarily philosophy. Let me set up my easel again and hide my mic that's covering the board, and I don't need it anymore. What I want to talk. Okay, what would be good to talk about now? Usually, okay, here's something Oh, access. Oh, access. I know. It's too bad that I missed the earlier part. I just woke up. Ax, did you stay up until? Did you go to bed at 7 a.m. today? I don't mean to sort of spy on you or intrude on your privacy. It's just that I noticed the notification for your Substack post went in my email at 8 o'clock this morning my time, and so I figured, I gathered that you like stayed up all night. You pulled an all-nighter to finish the post, and before going to bed. But I look forward to watching the rest of the VOD later. Oh, thank you. I'd be really glad if you did. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I think it went well. Might be my most philosophical stream to date, but maybe I'll let you be the judge of that. What was the book you talked about? Capitalism, a History? Tara Dito recommended a book earlier. Do you know of it by any chance, Axe? I can pull it up again. It's by Eric Wright. No, why did I write Peter Wright? It's supposed to be Peter Singer. Dang. Okay, Eric. It's a book that Tara Dito recommended. The title was something like How to Be an Anti-Capitalist in the 21st Century. I don't know if Tara is still here. Maybe he took a nap. But I thought it was pretty on the nose. But then again, it also makes it pretty memorable. So, haha, yeah, I stayed up really late to finish the post. Sasuga Action Senpai. Alright. Oh, I didn't turn on. I did all this talking and didn't turn on my background music. Let me turn on my my regular background music rather than my the lo-fi one that I use when I'm doing philosophy. Here's something I wanted to talk about. And I'm not as passionate about this as I was sort of at one point, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So some of you might remember several chatting streams ago when I pulled up pictures of myself, Axion, and Karis, and for Axion it was like his actual face, and for me it was like my actual it was also actually me but with my face censored, and then for Karis it was it's just his VTuber portrait with a mosaic filter because we don't know what he actually looks like. And I was talking about I was talking about sort of the philosophy of philosophy VTubing, and in jest, one of the things I said that was that philosophy keeps keeps you looking young, because that was something that Axe and I joked about on Discord, because allegedly all three of us philosophy VTubers are physically attractive in real life. But there was a follow-up to that that I wanted to do in that stream, and I forgot to. I felt very silly about it, and I have subsequently forgotten to do so in every stream thereafter until now. I kept forgetting to bring it up, and with each passing week that I didn't do it, it just became more awkward. You know. And but here it is now. So this was, and now I'm my shoulder is blocking Karis's face, but that's okay. He doesn't want us to know what he looks like anyway. So this was the sort of idea that I was getting at, where I think that there exists a certain spectrum of how VTubers desire to present themselves as it relates to sort of how much of their real self, their flesh self, they want to be known. You see on the left end of the spectrum here, I've called it the face reveal spectrum. For each sort of place on the spectrum, I've included an example of one big VTuber that most any VTubing fan would probably be able to recognize, and then one of us humble philosophy VTubers. So on the very left, we have both Keisun, who is pretty infamous for doing a mix of both VTubing streams and then facecam streams, and Axion, so who is in chat with us right now. VTubers at this end of the spectrum, basically, this is like VTubers who basically, you know, dox themselves. You don't have to go through any effort to know what they look like in real life, because they're comfortable with sharing that with you for one reason or another. I don't think that many VTubers fall into this category. I don't have any sort of, you know, official statistics on you know, VTubers, but I would hazard a guess that this is sort of the rarest category, that like the least number of VTubers fall into this category, because it's sort of like like one of I might not say the whole point, but one of the main advantages of VTubing is the option for anonymity. So yeah, I think there are probably more VTubers belonging to the other parts of the spectrum. And in the middle we have Shy Lily, as well as myself, Faire, because I have revealed part of myself, just not my face, and I can see myself posting, you know, maybe pictures or videos of a similar nature in the future. Shy Lily is, for anyone who doesn't know, she has posted sort of like full body pictures of herself and the like, but they always have her face censored, so we don't know what her face looks like. And then the final part of the spectrum, on the very right, so basically in the middle, we have people who maybe not impossible to dox, but still, you know, we don't know everything about them. Maybe only a few things, because I myself am open about, for instance, my age and my location. Other things are hidden. But on the very right, we have Maikami Oshi Hoshimachi Suisei, as well as the illustrious last librarian of Alexandria, Karis Euphranor. These are VTubers that basically represent, like, in someone's words, whom I read online once, final boss levels of doxing. Like, they're basically, you couldn't dox them even if you tried. Like, it would just be it would just be like a Herculean accomplishment. We don't know anything about them. We don't know their name. We don't know anything about their real life physical characteristics. Nothing that's confirmed anyway. They're just a total, like, they're basically total, like, human mystery boxes. That's sort of how I think of Karis Euphranor, because if any of Karis's people happen to watch this part, you might wonder, you might think that because Axion and I are friends with him, we might know something about him that you don't. But what I can tell you is that that's not the case. He's very tight-lipped about his personal information. And all this to say, I guess the reason I found this interesting is because I think that where you are on the spectrum, and how much of yourself you choose to reveal does have some sort of an impact on your brand. It's not a completely arbitrary choice. I think that I think it's little. I think it's kind of an intuitive understanding that I have. It's a bit hard to put into words, but I think it's just, for instance, I guess one of the things, maybe the main thing that led me to do a partial reveal is I wanted to. I guess what it is that the more of yourself you reveal, the more that it grounds you. It changes people's perception of you as a VTuber. So I did a partial reveal because I wanted people to know and to be able to see that my character design is strongly inspired by my real life appearance, as opposed to being like totally fantastical and fictitious. I decided that that's something I wanted people to know. But on the other hand, I think that if I did a full face reveal, that would sort of be too much Tia. I think that I still wanted people to see me mainly as Tia Faire, and rather than think of me as someone else. And I did want to preserve my anonymity. And on the other hand, if you're someone like Suise or Karis, and you're very guarded about your real self, I think that that leads to a different sort of perception where you remain a lot more of sort of an abstract concept, sort of an abstract figure. Oh, Axe said, oh, interesting. I think I might have briefly heard of that book at some point, but I can't say I have a deep familiarity with it. Yeah, I was just wondering. That's all. Challenge accepted. Okay. Tell. I was about to goad you on, but I think as Karis's friend, I have to, in good conscience, say that even if you do find out anything about him, I think the right thing to do would be to keep it to yourself rather than tell the rest of us. Tia Overload. I 100% look like Leon Kennedy though. You do, but you're also not a VTuber, and this is about VTubers. Oh, Robo says, as someone who doesn't know anything about VTubers, does the anonymity help sell the character as an individual separate from their in real life self, the kayfabe, if you were? I would say that it can, in generally speaking. I don't know I have a specific stance on that, though to my knowledge there is at least one other VTuber in chat, so if he'd like to weigh in, he is more than welcome to. You're asking more if the anonymity helps sell the character in sort of an artistic sense, rather than in a more practical sense, you know, like helping keep you safe and whatnot. Well, as someone who was a fan of VTubers before becoming a VTuber myself, I would say that it does. Because thinking of VTubers where, you know, for whom I actually know their real life persona due to forbidden knowledge and the like, I would say that it does result in a separation. It does sort of there is some suspension of disbelief. Although for me now, when it comes to sort of the fact that I'm a VTuber now, I'll let you guys judge if you know, if that helps in my case, if you think of me as someone different from just another flesh person. Why is OBS stuttering so much? I don't like this. But I'll hide this now, because I want to talk about some other things. I want to just quickly show off some art that I've done recently, starting with actually, what should I start with? I know. Are we still live? I'm not moving. Oh no. Did you get all that? If you can still hear me, and if you're still here, say something. But in the meantime, look who this is. This is Utility Kun. What do you think of him? Is he cute? Oh, access for VTubers who see themselves as playing a character. I can see how that would be true. For those who simply act like themselves during their VTubing streams, though, it's probably less significant. I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah, because that's true. Not all VTubers are trying to play play up a character that is completely distinct from their real life self. Like, apart from the design side of things, in terms of the more like personality side of things, like I'm definitely more the kind of VTuber that's not playing a character. Like when I show up to stream, my character on stream is really just I turn on the camera and I talk as I would in real life. That's pretty much it. I can hear you. Hey, there's utility con. Yes. What is his utility again? I think his utility is being cute. The utility in his name I think refers less to his utility and more it's a different meaning of the word utility. So for those of you who don't know, Axion, Utility-kun is Axion's unofficial mascot. I say unofficial because I suggested that he make it his official mascot, and he's still deciding. But it's a character that's been appearing on Axion streams intermittently, and it originated through a doodle that Axion made himself when he was doing a lecture about on ethics. With the Utility-kun is basically just a a nickname for it comes from the thought experiment, the utility monster, where if you can imagine a monster who becomes happier when he eats people, does that then make it ethical to feed people to him? Is happiness is maximizing happiness, or in other words, utility, sort of the goal of is that the definition of what is ethical? So I drew this for Axe for his 200 sub special. I was considering, I had been considering doing it for a while, almost all the way back to the Spooky Philosophy stream when Utility-kun first, when he debuted. But I thought that the 200 sub stream gave me the sort of the motivation to finally put what am I trying to say, to realize the idea. So yeah, that's one thing I drew recently. I think it turned out quite well. I think it was good practice for drawing simple polygons, because as you can see, Utility-kun's body is quite nice and rectangular. So it was kind of just a chance to do a nice simple study of simple shapes. So we had Utility-kun. What else have I drawn recently? I think we're gonna do this in order. So there's also another thing. It's not something that I've drawn, but I do want to put a spotlight on it because it's super cool. And I unfortunately forgot to import this into OBS ahead of the stream, so now it's gonna pop up above chat, I bet. So just bear with me for a moment. It's so huge. I'm sorry. This is way too big. It's a great illustration, really captures his character. Oh, thanks, Axe. I certainly tried. I'm glad to hear it. Alright, so you guys see this? This is some fan art I got recently. It was drawn by Cocaine-chan, one of Karis's viewers and regular fan artists. I suppose because I collabed with Karis recently, that was one of the things that led to her drawing me instead of Karis, because she's just drawn a lot of fan art of Karis, and a lot of it is quite I don't know, questionable. I think Axe would know what I'm referring to, but thankfully this artwork is not questionable. It's very, very lovely. I'm so thankful to Cocaine-chan. She really is such a skilled artist with such a distinctive style, I would say. Her style, I mean, unlike mine and unlike a lot what you often see in VTubing, her style I feel is more inspired by like Western art. So I feel like looking at this drawing, what I see is I feel like this is sort of what I might look like if I were, say, a character in a Western superhero comic, as opposed to an anime character. But I really like it. I think her interpretation of my design is so cool, especially the way she approached the hair, kind of like the wispy hair, and she made my ribbon really long and everything. No, it's just really lovely. I use this as the thumbnail for my what is it called? The the karaoke stream. And this also means that by now, Karis, Axion, and I all have had the cocaine treatment, because she's drawn a picture of Axion and Karis too a long while back. I believe this was this was after the AI collab that they did over the summer. So yeah, and then what else? I think maybe one more piece of art. So I also drew this and posted it the other day, and for those of you who are on Discord, you've probably already seen this. There are of course cut-ins. They're close-ups of Karis's and Axion's and my eyes. I've gotten a lot of good feedback about this. I think people think that it's cool, which I really appreciate. I did this, you know, in large part to practice drawing eyes, especially Karis's, because he's the one I have the least experience drawing. I think I learned a few things from it, and it turned out quite well. Rather than just drawing sort of normal pictures of eyes, though, this was actually inspired by I don't know how I don't know who here is a Xenoblade fan, but it's inspired by the chain attack mechanic in Xenoblade 3, where when you activate it, like there are like animations of the characters like churning towards the screen, and then like the glint, the X-shaped glint flashes in their eyes, and it looks super cool. And of course, you know, those from Kevis, the glint is in their right eye, and those from Agnes, the glint is in their left eye. Basically implies that I'm a blade and Axion and Karis are Homs, which, well, you're not, unless you're a Xenoblade fan, you won't know what that means. Yeah, and by the way, this version of the picture that you're seeing here is actually different from the one that I've posted on Blue Sky and Twitter and Discord. I went back and touched it up a little bit. Because there were a few things that I weren't happy with, so this is an updated version of the picture. And the one I posted, this version is the one that I posted on Pixiv. You've all had the what treatment? The cocaine chan treatment. Does that sound bad out of context? Maybe it does. Yeah, superhero is the perfect description. I was thinking like 90s fighting game character. Oh, I think that works too. But I've been playing a lot of retro art lately. Yeah, so what's next? And then speaking, what was I just talking about? I was I was just talking about Pixiv, right? So I was mentioning this to like maybe 1 or 2 people last night, but I actually made a Fanbox page. And for anyone who doesn't know what Fanbox is, it's probably easiest to describe it as the Japanese equivalent of Patreon, but it's the same idea. You can subscribe to an artist and then sort of like get perks that are defined by the artist. So I've set up a Fanbox page, and the link to it is actually in the description right now. So if you create a if you create a Pixiv account, you can subscribe to me and donate money to me for the first time, because I don't have I've decided not to make a Ko-Fi page or anything like that. I know both my senpai have Ko-Fi pages, but yeah, there was no way to donate money to me until now, but for the first time there is. Not that there's any pressure to. This isn't like if you oh, it's like, you know, only if you donate you're a real fan, and if you're not, like, don't worry about anything like that. It's just that the option exists, in case that was something you wanted to do, and just in time for Christmas. So if you were thinking that you wanted a way to give me a Christmas present, this is one such convenient way. I'm aware that it might look maybe a little bad or questionable for me to be asking donations on the heels of what was a stream criticizing capitalism and materialism, but yeah, this is all. It's only 500 yen a month, which is because the yen is weak in sort of North American money. It's not that much money per year. I didn't want it to make it too expensive because I know a lot of my viewers are students and such. But yeah, I have a Fanbox page. If you do decide to subscribe, I thank you for your contribution. Oh cool, the updates look really neat. Oh, thanks. So this is why you did a capitalism stream. Oh yes, it was all part of my master plan. And what else? Oh, and then here's the schedule for next week. Let me just turn this off. Oh, there's not much to it. As you can see, the How to Solve Capitalism stream was today, and then there are only 2 streams this week. And then on Friday, I'm streaming Xenoblade X a bit earlier than usual. This time it's going to be at noon, starting at noon instead of 1 o'clock. So you know, keep that in mind. And last but not least, I wanted to mention that I am actually going out of town this weekend. So I will be away all of Saturday and Sunday. I'll be going out. Well, first things first, okay. During that time, I will not be online whatsoever. So if you have any, you know, burning, you know, questions or messages you want to pass on to me, be sure to do that before the end of Friday, ideally. The reason the Xenoblade X stream is earlier this time is because right after it I'll have to leave, so I can catch my so I can go. I'm not gonna tell you beforehand where I'm going with Leon. So we're traveling together, but I'll tell you after once I come back. But yeah, so we'll take a nice quiet trip together, and hopefully we'll have a good time. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say for today. I think this is my last stream before Christmas, so yeah, to one and all, to all my viewers who are here and otherwise, you know, happy holidays, Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful time. I certainly will try to do so myself, and maybe next week when we're all back we can trade Christmas stories, because I think I would like that. But yeah, I don't think I can think of anything else that I absolutely have to say right now. I think that's everything that was on the agenda. So yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Otsukaresama. This was Tia Faire channel. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.